It's one thing to make a cake that tastes good, but it's an entirely different thing to make one that looks good too. So Chef Nettie Frank is here to coach us up and fine-tune our baking skills. Okay, Nettie,
yes.
First of all, where do people mostly go wrong? Because they don't look like the ones in the bake shop usually.
Well, it's usually when you start layering them, that's when all of a sudden they start tilting, and then everybody's like, forget it, I'm not making cakes
That's
anymore,
exactly where I go wrong. And there's this much frosting over here to try to balance out the other side.
Exactly. So a quick little trick is if you want to bake your cakes in like individual ones, or I even bake mine in like the tall pans.
Okay.
So you're just going to take your serrated edge knife. You're going to actually just cut, if you can kind of see, I'm going to cut just a little triangle out of the corner real fast. Okay, if you see that. So I'm going to cut that so that make sure it's totally even, like all my layers are even. I'm going to cut that triangle. So then when I go to cut them, and then when I go to put them back together, all I'm doing is filling the frosting and then notching, like, you know, finding that notch.
Okay, so this is mostly just used as a guide. I mean, it has no purpose other than, don't forget, this is where this piece belongs.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't cut it so even, right?
Oh,
so then that notch, then you kind of, after you frost it, then you line it up, and then your cakes are going to be flat and even. So that is a trick with making sure your cakes always line up to be nice and even.
That is a great trick.
Yeah.
And then I know you have another trick for us about a chocolate drizzle.
Yes, so chocolate drizzle. I'm going to take our cake
because it's hard. Sometimes it's too runny. It slips off the side.
So
it's tricky to make one that actually looks good.
Yeah.
Like they do in bakeries.
Right. So they have like chocolates you can use that you just melt down all the different colors and stuff like that. But this is called a drip cake. But I like to make just regular ganache. So it's pretty much just bittersweet chocolate.
Okay.
I pour hot, heavy cream on top of it till it's a nice, smooth, consistency.
And is it in a double boiler? How are you doing this?
Nope, you just pour it right on over. So then, so then I'm going to put it in a squeeze bottle because this is where people kind of feel like they don't.
A little ketchup bottle.
Yeah, like a little bottle. And then when you squeeze it, you just kind of let it
go around
the edge, right?
Look at that, just
and
dripping
then you just let
slowly.
it do its dripping thing.
Chocolatey delight.
Yeah, so then this is called a drip cake. Have you ever seen these cakes?
Oh, yes, I've seen those. I've eaten those cakes.
Yeah.
I've done better.
So you can kind of go back and kind of give a few extra, just little drizzle drips where you want it. Then you can kind of fill the top part up if you want.
Oh, look at that.
But the squeeze bottle helps a ton with that. So, and then when you go to decorate it, we're gonna take things like our donuts from Beyond Glaze. Have you ever had a donut from there?
Oh, I sure have, friend.
Good.
And those are dang good.
Good. I'm the creator of it.
Look at that.
Stop by and Draper. So then we can take fun things like this and stick in it, right? And just start decorating it. So you are
just, I mean, you brought all the goods today for decorating these cakes.
Look,
things that you wouldn't always guess, but my goodness, are people just not going to go nuts to cut into this cake?
Exactly. So you can even start jumping in if you want, and you just kind of place.
Yeah.
Oops.
I do want to. So you're doing fruit and everything.
Whatever you want.
We're just kind of doing, all right, don't judge people. I'm with a professional. So.
And then you can even do a little more of the drizzle, like coming down off of this. Right?
Oh,
a little bit more drizzle to kind
of make it feel like a little more on theme.
Yeah, so these are called the drip cakes. And so you can drizzle a little on there. But pretty much get these great little squeeze bottles. They have...
and where do you get these squeeze bottles? Just Orsigiki or just
or even
Amazon?
Walmart even has them.
Walmart,
so
awesome.
even, but any of the Wilton products has them. But yeah, but I love using disposable piping bags.
Okay, and you were going to tell us about these.
Yes.
Tell me,
so
why do you love these so much?
Because after I'm done using them, I gotta throw it away.
You don't want to be washing.
Yes,
there's something about washing those out and you get all that oil on your hand.
It
and
never goes away. It never goes away.
It's kind of like the permalotion, though.
Yes, it never goes away.
So you're going to lose that benefit, but you're going to gain the benefit of just checking it, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Plus, we also have, you can make out of a parchment. And these are for like the fine little, like writing happy birthday kind of things. Okay. So you're going to take a triangle of parchment.
So it's an exact triangle.
Yep. And then we're just going to wrap it around. And I just kind of keep so it's nice and tight. See, you want the tip to be very nice and tight.
Super pointy.
Yep. Then you tuck this in, and where that seam is, just tear it just a little bit so it holds it, okay? So you can make it ahead of time.
Wow, look at that. So this is nice because I do think you sometimes panic when you go to cook. And you think, oh, dang, I'm out of all the bags, or I lost this piece.
And then you can put your frosting.
And then are you putting a tip? You're not even putting a tip on it.
Nope. And I made this one a little bit too big, but you can cut it.
Okay, look at that.
All right. So then you can even cut it just a little bit more, right? Just so that when we write on it, where should we write? That's right, studio, right here. Then you can get rid of
Only if you promise I get to eat this cake after you're done, because this is so lovely. Look at that.
Anyway, so, cross the T. Anyway, so then you can use the piping bag for small little writing things.
So for the details, then you're doing the piping bag.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about your classes that you have coming up.
Oh, my cooking classes. Okay. So instead of bunko night, we're doing cooking classes.
Which is so much more fun because then you're going to eat something, right?
Well, plus it's also a time for ladies to get together and have ladies' night out. But I've also done groups with a bunch of men, and they are hilarious. They like take notes even better than the women do. It's actually great. But anyways, you know, I go from house to house and we do cooking classes. They choose the topic, and for 2 hours we cook and we eat, and everybody learns and walks away with skills of cooking, which are kind of a lost skill. You know,
it is. We were just having this conversation. We've turned into the can generation, right? Like quick things that you can do.
You know, drive-through. Whatever's fast.
Or drive-through's even better, right? But not as good as this, for heaven's sake.
This is better.
And tell me where we can find out about your cooking classes.
Yeah, so chefnettie.com. You can email me and we can start a group and get it going. And just let's get back in the kitchen. The kids, our moms, I mean us, let's get in there and have fun as women and learn how to, I mean, look how easy that cake was for your kid's birthday cake, you know, or even for fun or whatever. But very simple at the same time.
Nettie.
Thanks for having me
on today.
Thanks.
You can also find Nettie's cake and baking tips on our website. Click on the recipe button at the top of the page and it will link you to today's segment and Nettie's website as well.